Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. I hope you're having a great day. Check this out. Now, I don't know about you, but man, there's nothing like mowing a yard. So I get asked quite often, hey Pete, when do you start mowing? Well, I got a few things I look at that help me make that decision. So first and foremost, I look at kind of the overall condition of the yard. Mainly the height of my grass. And of course, that's going to depend on where you live. It's going to depend on how you fertilize, when you fertilize, your current weather situation going on. A lot of different things come into play in answering that question. This is turf type tall fescue. You can see right here, I'm no more than 3 inches right here. But when I go over here, I'm up around the 4 to 4.5 inch range. Well, hey Pete, how come the yard's different heights in different parts of the yard? Well, it's kind of blended. You know, it's blended. It's not like one section's so much taller than the other. It's just high and low spots all throughout the yard. That's completely normal in the spring wake up. Let me put it to you this way. Do all your kids get up out of the bed at the exact same time every single morning? Nope. So that's kind of my first indicator that I'm looking for. I'm looking for an average height of around 4 to 4.5 inches on my yard. Now, when the majority of my yard is around that 4 to 4.5 inch range, that's when I'm gonna really start thinking hard about cutting the yard. All right, so what's some other indicators you're looking for, Pete? Well, the second thing is my local weather, okay? What I don't want to do, the absolute worst thing I can do, is come out here and cut the yard, and then the day or day after I get a super hard frost on it. I don't want all that open leaf blade and then a hard frost hit it. The only reason I said that is because I remember a few years ago, everybody was cutting their grass. We had an exceptionally warm March. People started mowing their grass around the second week of March or so. And around the third or fourth week of March, we had a super hard frost, and we had yards that literally turned white, almost as if you painted them with a white spray paint. It was the dangest thing I'd ever saw. So since then, I've always kind of been mindful of the weather that's coming up after my first or second cut of the year. Now, if you already mowed your grass and you get a hard frost, should you be worried? Well, maybe a little bit, maybe not. Chances are, you know, we're getting ready to go into spring. It's going to be nice and warm, getting some rain. You're going to be feeding the yard again. Man, that yard's going to come out and do pretty well. Hey, here's something else you might want to consider. You might want to get your schedule right, because once you start cutting that grass in the spring, it's going to jump out of the ground screaming. Now, obviously, different turf types, you're going to start mowing at different times. Now, I don't have a Bermuda yard. This is a 75% turf type tall fescue and 25% midnight Kentucky bluegrass. So we're in about the second week of March, and I'm looking forward to cutting probably this week. I'll be sticking that video up, doing my first mow video coming up here real soon, so be sure to check that out. Now, you guys with warm season grasses down south, chances are, hey, you may be cutting already. If you've got Bermuda, chances are you've already went into your scalp mode where you want to cut it down a little lower to try to help wake that Bermuda up. You guys up north, out in the Midwest where you're still cold, you may still have a little time yet. But maybe these little indicators will help you know when it's time to start cutting the grass. So to wrap all this up into one little neat little ball, just let your grass tell you when it's time to cut. So hey, thank you for watching my video. Cool season turf is kind of my niche. This is all tall fescue and bluegrass. And this summer at my office, we're going to be laying some zoysia sod and Bermuda sod. So I'm going to have some warm season videos moving forward. So I can show you warm season guys kind of how we manage that turf. So be sure and like, subscribe, tell all your buddies. Appreciate you watching. Check you later.